TeachNOW people. This is my mentor, Jenny Ross, and I'm Caroline. So, our meeting today. So, tell me what I need to know.
Okay, so I have 9th grade gifted classes
Yay!
in the morning. Yeah, so they're really good. And they just started, we started today actually, and we're doing a rhetoric unit.
Okay.
So we're going to read, like, Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream is going to be our main text.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about just the strategies he uses. And then they're going to write their own I Have a Dream speech, which is really fun. Yeah, so they can write it about anything. In the past, I've had kids do something serious, like I dream for world peace. And then sometimes they dream to get an A on their paper. They dream to get an A in math, you know, so it can be kind of, it's good. They do a really good job with it. So that's kind of their big assignment.
Okay.
So we have new books this year.
Yes.
So I haven't even read a lot of this stuff. So you'll be a big help. Because it's new to us. So you can see there's a big focus in the books. They're Common Core aligned.
Okay.
And so there's a big focus on nonfiction.
Okay.
So you can see,
like
tonight, well, that's I Have a Dream, but they're reading an argument. This is what we were doing just now in class.
I wondered.
That's a blog post.
Okay.
So this whole unit is kind of on diversity and just the struggle for freedom, I think it might be called.
Yeah, quilt of the country.
So
Okay.
they're reading this tonight. So we'll just read a couple of examples. We'll talk about how to make a good argument, and then they'll write their argument and they'll do another one too. With our books, we have these performance workbooks, and it also walks them through how to do an argument. So they're really good as well.
Okay.
So we'll use that too. In this class. So we'll be doing that from now until December.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay, so
we'll be doing it for a while.
Is this one whole unit?
This, because we did To Kill a Mockingbird first 9 weeks. So we're at mid-semester right now.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday started the new 9 weeks.
Oh.
So it is. So we did To Kill a Mockingbird, so we haven't even opened this book yet.
Gotcha.
So we're going to combine Unit 1 and Unit 2.
Okay. To make one overarching. Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So that's kind of where we are right now.
Okay. So lots of nonfiction.
And they also do this semester, I have them do a teaching project. So they will teach us about something because they have speaking and listening standards, so they have to be able to make presentations.
Right.
So they'll have to use media, they'll have to look at different kinds of sources, and they'll teach us about something we may not know.
Okay.
For example, this one girl the other day was talking about how she's a vegan now. And I was like, you have to do your presentation on that because I think that's fascinating. So that's an example of something they might do.
So what will you be needing me to do? I mean, I know for this, they do need me to at least teach something.
Right.
And they said something about I'll have to align it with some standard, but I think it's not necessarily what you were doing, like up on the board with that kind of standard. I think it's more like a teaching. We want to make sure that we see you doing this or that, emphasizing this aspect of teaching.
Yeah.
So, so it sounds like I'll need to take over the class to some degree, at least for one period, 1 day a week.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't want to impose because
no.
It's super scary for me.
Yeah.
So, but I want to.
Yeah, and I'm open to whatever, this is all new, like all the stuff in the book is new to me too, so we're having to, as a department, we're changing a lot of the things we've done in the past.
Okay.
So
Mr. Warner was telling me about that.
Yeah. So you're free, if you have something that interests you and you are, want to do that, then feel free to tell me. I'm open to doing that.
Okay.
Now I also teach 11th grade.
All right. What are we doing for 11th grade?
So in 11th grade, we're starting with revolutionary literature.
Oh,
We just finished colonial.
So early American.
So we're reading today the Declaration of Independence, which is so much fun. So their unit is building a democracy.
And this will go on until...
We're going to try to get through Unit 2 and some of Unit 3. Unit 3 is Romanticism.
Oh,
Yay,
that's my
you
favorite
like that?
part.
Awesome. So today we're reading like Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights, those kinds of things, taking them through all those historical documents, which our standards require that we do. So we do have to do that. We can also bring in, some more current articles, which I always try to do. Again, they talk about, with all of these things, the rhetoric, parallel structure, ethos, pathos, and logos, all that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about that with them. I've had them write persuasive speeches in the past. I haven't decided if I'm going to have them do that, but sometimes I have them do that so they can use. The big thing with Common Core is writing an argument, like argumentative writing. So we have them do a lot of that. So that's kind of where we are right now. We always go through Walden. And there's just an excerpt, of course, so we don't read the whole thing. That would take 5 years. So this is a regular, my 9th graders are all gifted, so you will see a huge difference in morning and afternoon. My juniors come in the afternoon, and they are it's a whole different ballgame with them. We have to keep them on tap. Like my freshmen, since they're just always on tap. I mean, they're going to do what you tell them to do. They're going to do their homework. Like, I assigned them reading tonight. They're going to read it. My juniors, not so much. So I don't usually give them a ton of homework because they don't do it. Like reading, we have to help them read, Vocabulary is another thing we do. In 11th grade, I do SAT vocabulary, and I just have a list. In the 9th grade class, we do a vocabulary book. We have to have essays. The county requires that they write the 9th graders have to write 2 essays per 9 weeks. And then they have a focus each 9 weeks. So the first 9 weeks, their focus was argumentative. The second 9 weeks, their focus is informative. But we're going to do an argumentative because that's just what we're doing right now. So the idea, though, is just that they have to write consistently, and they can't just write journals all the time. They have to write a longer. The grading is the hardest part, especially in English, because there's so much grading. Very rarely do I give a multiple choice test. It's usually, and now even on the state test, they have to write. They're not just multiple choice anymore. They have to explain their answer, explain their reasoning. Citing textual evidence is a big thing. So. But yeah, they're supposed to know the standards, and we're supposed to have an essential question. And I'll show you, we have to turn in our lesson plans. And so I'll show you the format now yours are probably going to have to be really long.
Actually, they said that I can do it according to your standards, which honestly I think is better because it means you understand what I'm doing, and you can tell me if I'm doing it right or wrong.
We do kind of like a chart kind of thing. It's a table. I can show it to you. Every department has to use the same template. So we just came up with one in English that works for us. So it lists the standards, the essential questions. Differentiation is a big thing. You have to make sure you're differentiating everything.
That's very much what they're into.
So that's we have to show how we're doing that every day.
Classroom routines or special rules?
So I don't have I'm not a rule kind of, I have rules, but we're not super picky about every little thing. When they come in, I usually have a bell ringer for them to do. so we try to do that. And so they're pretty good about coming in and starting. Well, my freshmen are good about it. My juniors, you have to tell them 18 times to get started on whatever. So we do that, and then usually we'll discuss it for a minute, and then we'll go into whatever we're doing that day. And then we're supposed to have a formal kind of closing session, so like a ticket out the door, some kind of assessment.
So you have an entry and an exit ticket.
Yeah. But we don't always have that. Like today we were supposed to get through that whole blog reading, and we got like not even halfway.
Right.
So I always kind of overplan.
Thank you so much for talking to me
No
today.
problem.